This is a rig walk around for my 1999 XJ Cherokee. It's obviously a two-door. It has over 2,000 miles on the clock, but the engine was rebuilt about 20,000 miles ago. Has a 6-inch lift on it. Originally it was a two-wheel drive, and it was converted into four-wheel drive. It was originally had a blown motor, so the engine was rebuilt, like I said, converted to four-wheel drive, put a AX15 from a Wrangler and an MP231 transfer case, a Wrangler, twisted and tucked for extra clearance, and then there was also a 6-inch lift on it. That's pretty much what it was like when I got it, and it was kind of just bare boned. Some shitty balls, tires on it, crappy rusted out exhaust. Interior was pretty shot. So have a look underneath. MP231 leaking. I've put 4 of these seals on the rear output shaft. This is, I put 4 of those on, and every single time it leaks. The last time I put it on, it went in perfectly, nice and straight, no issues. Followed it by the book, still leaking. So I've given up on that. I'm just going to assume that it's always going to leak. Oh, well, that's coming to it's leaking there as well. Yeah. Well, sod it. Anyways, custom drive shaft. I recently had the rear axle rebuilt. That is a Ford 8.8 with 456 gears. I recently had that rebuilt because I had a whining noise coming from it. The ring and pinion was gone, so we had that rebuilt. New spline, U-joints. This was brand new, and this was a, already had this on here. This was a custom length drive shaft. Obviously the slip yoke limiter. The AX15 custom front drive shaft. That's on a Dana 30 with a Spartan lunchbox locker in the front. Anything else on here? Oh yeah, the Flowmaster. Sounds real nice. And we got the Mickey T's MTZ P3s. These are great tires, man. Great tires. And those are just Pro Comps, the Steelies. 15 inches. I can't remember the dimensions off the top of my head now. It's kind of early in the morning. The Bushwhacker fenders, those were one of the most recent updates I did. Those were Craigslist find. I got those super cheap. They fit on real nice. Didn't come with the hardware, so I've kind of bodged the hardware at the moment. I'm gonna try and find some nice bolts to put on there, pretty good, but they're good and solid, man. I mean, when I originally got this, it was kind of more built for rock climbing. Had the fenders were cut like super high, like up to here. Yeah, I'm in Florida, man. There's not too many rocks to be rock crawling on, and I do a lot of off-roading, but it's not too gnarly. It's more kind of overlanding, as much as I kind of hate that phrase. It seems to be a real hipster phrase. Rear bumper, had this made by my buddy who's a welder. Just a thick old solid ass piece of steel. It's been truck bed lined. I actually had someone rear end me a few weeks ago. They put a little scratch on my, yeah, so obviously it does the job. As you probably saw earlier, we have the Fox 2.0s, the reservoir there. Great shocks, man. Totally worth every penny of them. Awesome shocks. On the front we have the Down and Dirty. Those are a great bunch of guys. You want to go on Instagram, follow them. Down and Dirty on IG. Super nice bumper, solid as you like. This one has the winch plate mount. Also has the hijack mounts as well, and you mount it into the steering box. And there, I'm actually didn't line up there for some reason, but there's 4 bolts on the other side and only 3 on this, but I figured with the steering box hadn't given me any issues yet. JCR kit under there. Rubicon Express springs. Yeah, it's a Dana 30 on the front, which doesn't give me any problems. Like I said, I'm not exactly hardcore rock climbing, but it does me just fine. I do have a leak on the axle on this side, but hey, it's Jeep, it's got a leak. Redid the harmonic balancer not so long ago, and the oil pan gasket seal, as well as the rear main seal. As anyone knows about these Jeeps, they leak from the rear main seal. So I had that. I did that myself. It was about a 6-hour project, but let's have a look underneath the hood. Alright. So as you can see, there's a few little mods here. Intake manifold, that's aftermarket, with the raised throttle body kit to the cowl air intake. I highly recommend these cowl air intakes. This Jeep does never ever overheat, knock on wood. It's never ever overheated on me. I have changed the clutch fan, or the electric fan rather, to a manual switch. So I'm just constantly watching my gauges. As soon as it starts to get a little warm when I'm in traffic, I mean, like I said, I'm in Florida, so it gets hot as hell here. Traffic is terrible. You'd be sat at a traffic light for 20 minutes in 90-degree weather. As soon as it gets a little warm, I flick that bad boy on, it stays nice and cool, even with the AC blasting. And that's just because I'm pulling air outside of the engine. You know, snorkel's also a good choice, but this works great for me. Just have to keep changing the air filter that's in there. Yeah, as I said, aftermarket intake manifold, raised throttle body kit, silicone hoses. I don't have a fancy battery, maybe an Optima will come up soon. Some messy wiring harnesses, wouldn't be the same, would be a Jeep without crazy wiring patterns that only I know about. Any? Yeah, I mean there's no leaks in the engine, transmission, no leaks there. I just had the AC rebuilt. I was driving along and this decided it was another clutch on AC, decided it was gonna freeze up, throwing sparks out the hood. So I had to put a new AC compressor on. So the AC works awesome. Alright, we got little, these are spots, which are kind of nice with the HDIs, and these fills the road nicely. I mean, obviously I have the light bar on top as well, but that's a little bit obnoxious. It definitely does the job. These are custom brackets. A little bit janky. I need to respray this a little bit. But it's nice. Keeps it nice and low profile. It's kind of cool. It's a 52-inch curved. It's not the cheapy China one, but it's not exactly the top of the range one either. But it does the job. I hardly ever use it, but when I do, it's nice. Up here we have the Cargo Master roof rack and gutter mounts. This is a really good, really cool roof rack. The only bummer about it is kind of there's not that many tie down points on it, so when you're trying to tie something down, it's your usual straps don't like to go around these, although this bit under here is hollow, so you can kind of strap onto there. But other than that, it's cool, it's great. That's another Craigslist find. See the spare up there with it's a full-size spare. I rotate all my tyres every 5,000 miles. Gets extra a few miles out of them. We've got the hijack mounted there, nice and secure. Back here we have the CB radio fire stick. These are auxiliary lights that run off, obviously off the battery, but the car doesn't have to be running for them to be on, so it's great when I'm camping. It lights up the back here, and if I'm working out the back, shines down here. You have to excuse all this trash. I'm taking this to Wilco. I'm donating all this stuff. Anyway, I got 2 dogs, so I've replaced the carpet's still underneath it, but I've replaced it with this stuff. It's much easier to clean. I have a bulldog, so he slobbers everywhere. Slobber. So yeah, this is great. I can wash this down, strip this out. Put extra tie down points. These are actually bolted right the way through. We can see them. Yeah, to those 2 there. With RTV to seal it off nicely. And I got another one back there, and another 2 over here. They're just like super strong. The ones that come as standard, they're just crappy, man. I don't trust them. So I can put my my Yeti cooler in here. I can tie that down. Tarps, spare belt, rope, straps, bungee cords, fire extinguisher, must have. I redid the headliner in this camo, super wrap material. This is eBay. I forget how much it was. It cost me about 50-60 bucks, I guess. Put some aftermarket speakers in there. Carbon monoxide detector, because I'm paranoid. rolling around with my 3-year-old. I don't want to take any risks. Probably overcautious, but whatever. Better safe than sorry. Yeah, these, what do you call these, rain guards, rain protectors? Couldn't find one for 2-door, so I just got the 4-door one and just modified it. It does the job though. These seats were actually in it when I bought it. I believe they are from a Dodge. Maybe they're from a Grand Cherokee. I can't remember now. But anyway, it's kind of nice to have the leather. You can wipe the dog hairs away. GoPro mount. CB radio. Yo. Get out of here with that. Give me that thing.
No.
I'm making a Jeep video. Get out of here.
No.
Yeah, CB radio. I also redid the sun visors. I got the LED conversion for the interior lights. That one. Oh, things falling off that. That normally doesn't happen. Typical. Yeah. So that's all LED conversions inside, including the back one. Also did the center console. Did that with the same fabric, obviously. Where I normally keep.
I like my really cool.
Yeah, we'll get your car out in a bit, buddy. Supplies, as in coolant oil, tool bag under there. We've got these 2 Pelican boxes full of supplies. Hey, get over here. Get away from the road, please.
Yeah.
Please, let's go. Yeah, in the Pelican boxes is tow stuff, straps, lights, spare bolts. Very smooth transition there. Send my kid back inside a minute while I finish up this video. I don't know what else to say. I need to get this bit redone. Some terrible job of fixing that. I was like that when I got it. Luckily my brother-in-law does auto body, so he's going to hook me up with that. Obviously the this is Herculiner, truck bed liner. I've used this stuff a lot in the past on some other vehicles, not this particular brand. I think I've tried like 6 or 7 aftermarket brands that they sell in the auto shops. But trust me guys, if you're going to do it yourself with a pot of paint, the Herculiner is the best way to go. I think the other good stuff is the Raptor liner stuff, but that you need like an air compressor and a place to do it and da-da-da-da. This I did in the driveway right here. It's great, love it. First of all, it started off down here, and then I crept up onto this panel, did this panel here, then I did the front panel, and I thought it looked kind of weird not having the door done, so then the door got done. Stuff's pretty addictive, I do like it. Now the inside, yeah, there's a rip seat for me jumping in with my keys all the time. Hand throttle, rock steering knob. This is the switch for the rear. The rear accessory lights I showed you at the back here. Ooh. Like I said, the car doesn't have to be running for them to be on. 3 switches here. I got the manual fan. The car doesn't have to be running for that one either. Those are the two small fronts, and that's the main light bar. Those two lights, the car needs to be turned on to make that run. But yeah, that's pretty much it really. My kids see. Harrison Ford is my co-pilot. Aftermarket radio, blah blah blah. Yeah, so that's pretty much it really. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. I don't really do many YouTube videos, as you can probably tell. So any advice, tips, whatever, let me know. Alright, thanks for watching guys. Have a good one.